The June 2020 night sky, Portugal resident. SpaceX launches another round of Starlink satellites 10 Tampa Bay. To the commercial heavens we go. SpaceX, NASA and space privatization, counterpunch. Several downtown Vancouver businesses boarded up after U.S. violence, looting, CTV News. Brandon University researchers examine dinosaurs' last meal in historic study, globalnews.ca. NASA solar spacecraft captures comet Atlas streaking past the Sun, CNET. Man goes berserk in Colwood, BC, after drive-through forgets mustard on burger, CTV News v. Stock market wrap-up, Warner Music stock pops on IPO, why genius brands might not be a smart pick, Motley Fool. Alberta pension reviewing options after AIMCO leads to 10% loss, BNN Bloomberg.ca. The dinosaur-killing asteroid hit the Earth at the most devastating possible angle, Universe Today.